Hello, check my. Hello.
Ganito sa ano. Ito mo mo. Sige lang po.
Adam and Eve. God had a very busy week ahead of him. On the first day, God said, "Let there be a lot of light God that he ate the fruit on Eve's insistence. And Eve brushed it away off on the snake. But both had disobeyed God. God punished Adam and Eve by banishing them from the Garden of Eden and said that they would have to live a hard life out of paradise. After a great storm, he went back to heaven, leaving a flaming sword to make sure that nobody on the planet ever touched the tree again. What's the moral of the Adam and Eve story for children? The story of Adam and Eve for kids teaches us several important lessons. First, it shows the significance of making choices and facing the consequences. Adam and Eve's decision to eat the forbidden fruit led to their expulsion from Eden and the life struggles. This story also highlights the power and consequences of temptations and the importance of following rules and guidelines. This story also teaches that one should never disobey God and elders. Eve's curiosity and the snake's cunning words highlight how easy it can be to divert from the right path and fall into bad things. The end.
Wow, that was a fantastic display of storytelling skill by our grade 3 learner Maria Teresa Bacarisas. Once again, let's give her a big round of applause.